Alright, I'm talking about 9 video game worlds that I really like, really enthusiastic about. Right, the first one is The Basement from Binding of Isaac. I really like The Basement from The Binding of Isaac, mainly because you know fuck all about The Basement from Binding of Isaac when you play The Binding of Isaac. It's a little bit like Primer, actually. You kind of have to look it up on Wikipedia afterwards. Anyone played The Binding of Isaac? Yeah. Brilliant, I'm going to explain it anyway. So basically, his mum is a crazy religious person, and God tells her to kill him, and he runs into a trapdoor that may or may not exist, and appears in this basement with these really cheerful chaps here. And lots of other horrible things like worms and maggots and awfulness. And you go through different parts of the basement, and it basically turns into your mother's womb. Why does it do this? Who the hell knows? But it's also based on a Zelda game. The Zelda's a little bit more chilled out. But what I really like about it is it's an entirely sort of implied storyline. The items you get are interesting and strange. It doesn't give you any story apart from a little cutscene at the start. That went to a minute and you didn't squawk at me. Right, the island from Proteus. When it gets to a minute, then it goes 0.
I think it 1 minute.
Well, yeah, but I started late. That's definitely your fault. The island from Proteus, right? So, Proteus is a game that tricks you into thinking it has a point. Because I walked around the island from Proteus thinking, oh, what's going on here? So I walked around it. It's okay, I'm not angry. So I walked around it thinking, oh, what's going to go on? And I saw this swirly thing. And I walked in the swirly thing and it changed. And there was a hut there and the hut had a chicken. Cool, Babs. Yes. I'm going to run over anyway. So yeah, the hut had a thank you. The hut had a chicken, right? So I went and found another swirly thing and I went back. It kind of skips time a bit. And then I go back to the hut and the chicken is gone. And I'm like, ooh, what's going on here? Maybe I'm finding a lost civilization. And then I go into another swirly thing, it moves forward, the hut's gone. I'm like, what's going on here? I spent about an hour and a half trying to work it out. And then I go, I don't know what this story is. I look it up on Wikipedia, it's randomly generated. Right, the universe. Just all of it, from the Endless series, which is a series of games by Amplitude, which is Endless Space, Endless Legends, and Dungeon of the Endless. In Endless Space, it's a Space 4X game, so a bit like Galactic Civilizations or Civilization, but in space. They like civilizations. So the reason I like it is it's because it's really cool and there's lots of lore, but I really like it because of these chaps here. They're called the Horatio. What happened is a person called Horatio went, I hate everyone else and I'm great, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave because I'm really rich, I'm going to clone myself infinitely, and I'm going to create a race of people called the Horatio. Because they're all Horatio. The Galaxy and Elite Dangerous. Right, this is an interesting one because it's not about the storyline, it's not about anything, because Elite Dangerous kind of doesn't have a storyline. There's some stuff about factions, but no one cares about it. Maybe they do, I don't know. But basically, this is good because it's a matter of perspective. Because this right here, for people who don't know, is a star. Stars are quite large. Now, in space games, this doesn't really come across very well. However, in Elite Dangerous, they warp you into beacons next to stars. So you go into this little loady screen with a Stargate effect, and then you pop in to the actual real thing, and a star appears. And I really, really challenge anyone who has played Elite Dangerous to not flinch the first time that they see one of those big fuckers turn up, because they are terrifying. And it's incredible, because they're immense, and that's something that video games don't do very much. If you know somebody who has Elite Dangerous, just play it and just do one jump, and that would be great. Thank you. Mine World from Minecraft? It's not got a name. Again, I do like this one because I did work out that it was randomly generated. So I like this one because everyone knows what Minecraft is. It's Lego. The possibilities are endless. What I really like about this place is that even though it doesn't have a point, or the point is to make it like your own thing, it has this great sense of mystery. Because anyone who looks at that and doesn't want to go there is a soulless monster. Because I really want to go there, and I want to go on that tree, and I want to go behind there and see what else is there. There's this really interesting thing they patched out called the Farlands, which is, this is generated by an algorithm, and at a certain distance out, after a certain size, the algorithm went a bit wrong, and it forgot where it was supposed to put things. So you've got floating islands and lava out of the sky, and trees underground. And you could go to the Farlands only by teleporting. But one man tried to walk there. He's still doing it, and it will take him about 40 years? Lordran and Drangleic from the Dark Souls series. I'm also going to whack in Yharnam from the Bloodborne series, which was made by the same people. So this is another one a little bit like Isaac. So the reason this is wonderful, it kind of melds together Elite Dangerous's immenseness and Binding of Isaac's kind of embedded stories, because everything that you see in Lordran and Drangleic, because you play your games and you see your backdrop and go, that's a nice painted backdrop. It's a lovely skybox. In Lordran and Drangleic, everywhere you see in the background is somewhere that you can go eventually in the game. So you see a mountain over there, or a cathedral, or a big fiery bastard, and you can find that big fiery bastard at some point. And that's really cool, because it's got this incredible sense of physicality that games usually don't have, which is wonderful. I've kind of run out of steam, so I'm going to stare at it for 4 seconds. Thank you. The Old Republic! We've come back to Star Trek. Oh, I should have said like Babylon 5 or something. Anyway, so Star Wars, The Old Republic. I don't really like the Star Wars universe from the films and stuff, because it's kind of boring. That's the entire point of the films is it doesn't really care about the universe. It's just like, here's a thing, and now here are some characters, and off you go. The Old Republic kind of takes it from the bottom up. This is made by BioWare, who make games which I've forgotten. There you go. Thank you, whoever said that. Yeah, loads of games. They make loads of games, guys. But this one, what I really like about this, and again, it's something that video games are really good at, that films and books kind of can't do, because they give you sort of control. You can walk around here, which is Coruscant. Everyone kind of knows Coruscant if you've seen Star Wars, but what do you know about Coruscant? Fuck all! Because you see it, and then there's some people at the top of a tower like that, and they have a meeting, and they talk some bollocks, and then you go away from Coruscant again. Here, you get to wander around Coruscant and explore it. It's people. Thank you. The Imperium of Man from the Warhammer 40k universe, specifically Dawn of War, because it is a video game. Right, so it should become immediately apparent why I like this. But particularly, I'll tell you the Warhammer 40k tagline, which is, "In the grim darkness of the future, there is only war." What is that? This thing is a testosterone-fueled 12-year-old's nightmare powered by blood and skulls, and it's great, because this chap here, right, he's a massive 8-foot-tall super soldier who was built to kill, and when he's not fighting, spends most of his time oiling his weapons. He has a thing under his skin called the Black Carapace, which allows him to move his, 3-ton armour and run around. This thing is an angry fungus, also called an orc. I'm not joking, they are funguses, and they love to fight. Now this man here... Fungi. Fungi? Fungus. Funguses. They are funguses. This man here has a massive gun that's so large he's got a backpack full of ammo, and he's up there! Thank you, but he's 3 tons, 8 foot tall, and he's up there because a fungus punched him there. Crusader Kings 2 and The World. I like The World, I'm quite a fan. Are you a fan of The World? And it allows you to live, it's got a lot of shit bits, but... So, this is not about what it is, it's about what it can be. Now, really annoyingly, all of the screenshots of Crusader Kings 2 are people taking pictures of the map when the game starts. That's not what the map looks like when the game ends. The map looks like the Umayyad Empire. It's in the world. It's in the year 1800, and they're there. And that never happened, and that's really cool. Do you want to see the Holy Roman Empire cause a civil war which never happened? Three lords fuck off to Denmark, a couple fuck off to Egypt, and then they have a fight. That's really good, and that's something you're allowed to explore in video games. You can play a Viking tribe that takes over the world, which is great. I think I'm done. I'm done! So there you go. Thank you.